Hello, Nintendo Wii here, welcome back to Let's Play Retro Games. Before I start this episode, I just want to let you know that I've set up a Patreon account, so if you do feel like supporting me and my videos, go and check out the links to the Patreon down below. So this video today is about EGX, a gaming exhibition here in the UK in Birmingham. And I took this little thing here, the GoPro Session, which I'm really happy with, so let's have a look at some of the footage. Yeah, so the first game we looked at was a game called Racing Apex for the PC. They based it on Sega's arcade game Virtual Racing, which also had a port on the Mega Drive and 32X. It looks really smooth and I'm really excited to try the game out when it launches. I'm not sure when it is, but I'm definitely going to pick it up whenever it comes out.
It's still early days. This is the pre-alpha build of the LAN multiplayer.
Oh, cool.
So there's still lots of stuff to fix with the physics.
Yeah.
We've got the basic drift model in there, so when you come off the gas, jump back on it, a bit like the old Ridge Racer games.
I tried playing Virtual Racer again the other day. It's so hard to go back to, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Especially the PAL version with the slowdown.
Which one was it?
The Mega Drive, the one with the big cartridge.
They used to have the SVP
chip in it, yeah. There was actually quite a lot of really interesting looking indie games at the event. I didn't really get a chance to play many of them, but they definitely looked really good. And I also had some of my Super Donuts business cards to hand out while I was there as well. So it was really good to meet the developers of these games and just talk a bit about the programs they used. So after having a look at some of the indie games, we moved on to the first booth that we got to at the show, which was Team 17. And while we were there, I played a very interesting looking game for the Switch. It was sort of a mix of a pinball game, a bit of Billy Hatcher, and a bit of a platformer. It was called Yokus Adventure, I think. I'll put some gameplay up here so you can see it, but it was a very interesting game, sort of a modern take on Sonic Spinball, and I was really enjoying that. The other game we played at Team 17 was Worms on the Switch. It took me a long time to get used to the controls because for some reason they didn't quite feel right to me, but the game itself felt great, and if you enjoyed the previous Worms games, I'm sure you'd love that one too. So, after we went to Team 17, I went to the main event, and the reason I was most excited to go there in the first place, Super Mario Odyssey. I had a choice of two different levels playing Mario Odyssey. You could either play in the desert, or you could play in New Donk City, and of course, I chose New Donk City. So fun, really great. I managed to get some footage with the GoPro, so I'll put that over the top of this video. I just enjoyed running around. The way Mario controlled was spot on, really. At the demo, the controls felt slightly off. I'm not sure whether that's because the analog stick wasn't calibrated quite properly, but I'm sure once I've got it in my own hands and sit down with it, it'll feel perfect. The actual gameplay was fantastic. The different challenges that you can do while you're playing it, so much fun. Really can't wait for that game to come out. And after Mario Odyssey, we moved over to Sega, and I tried out the new Sonic game, Sonic Forces, which I'm not quite so fond of, to be honest. Just have a look at this gameplay. I felt it was really awkward to control. It was quite difficult to gauge whether I'd be jumping properly or not, so can't say I'm too looking forward to Sonic Forces, but I'll probably end up picking it up anyway and maybe give it more of a play, and probably will end up enjoying it. I do like a lot of the 3D Sonic games, so I'm sure I'll get it and maybe post some gameplay on my channel. So after we played Sonic Forces, we went to have a look at some more indie games. One of the Bearded Gaming's friends actually made a game, so we went to check that out. Didn't get a chance to play it, but it looks very interesting. It's sort of like Bionic Commando, sort of 3D, where you actually have a grappling hook that you can use to get around the different levels. So good luck to that. It was part of a competition where they can win money from the government to start their own game company, so fingers crossed they managed to pull through. Another really interesting game from that selection was a sort of photography game. It sounds really interesting. It's got like a real life camera that you use in the game, and you can change the exposure settings to solve puzzles within the world.
Alright guys.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's a photography puzzle game.
I was just saying to a friend, I'm building a game in a minute, but the next game I wanted to make was a sort of photography game.
Oh, was it?
So I said, oh no, they've beat me to it.
I've actually heard that a couple of times today.
Really? Yeah.
Great minds.
Yeah, cool.
So you have to play around with your shutter speed, your exposure, your focus, your zoom, and your perspective.
Yeah.
In order to solve these puzzles in the world. You try to go from like a very physically accurate camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment we have the puzzle is you have to connect the white dots to the black dots.
Right.
To do that,
You have to line yourself up, sort of using the camera.
to line yourself up
Yeah.
and take a long exposure press drop.
Oh, I like it, yeah. So, not only is it a fun game, it also teaches you about photography. That's pretty much all the games that I played at the show. There was a lot more I could have played, but we were only there for a few hours. And we did end up spending a bit longer beforehand than we would have liked, because I took Beard Gaming around some amazing game shops in Birmingham, which I'll be showing in the next video. So thank you very much for watching, really hope you enjoyed this episode. Do check out the Patreon, there's some really cool rewards in there. If you pledge even £1 a month, or $1 if you're in America, then you'll get access to all the Patreon exclusive content and the ability to vote on what game you want me to show next. So thank you very much for watching, please comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye! And if you were wondering what these strange noises were while I was making this video, there's your answer. She's sharing the game room with me at the moment, and we've also got a new kitten. He seems to be climbing on the shelf at the moment. I don't know if you can see him there. Yeah.